What's up, guys? Happy Sunday. Happy football Sunday. Happy Chief Sunday. It is Sunday. Yes, it is Sunday. We are happy about that. The Chiefs and the Bears will kick off in a little over an hour. So why don't we chat for a little bit, right? Until then, we can chat it up. You guys can let me know how you're feeling about the game. Let's do our typical pregame live chat. Why not? All right. So some good news to start off for the pregame is that the Chiefs got 3 key players who are going to be active. They were questionable coming into today's game, although a couple of them were indicated as there was some optimism that they would play. That is Isaiah Pacheco, Kadarius Toney, and on the defensive side, Willie Gay. Nick Bolton being out already is a big blow to the defense, so Willie Gay being available is huge. And that is kind of where I want to start off, because a lot of people have been asking about Leo Chenal. How come we haven't seen much of him so far since he's been drafted, which is completely understandable. There was some hype about him coming out of college and into the Chiefs. A lot of people were excited to see him into Spags defense, but we've seen far more of Nick Bolton and Willie Gay, which is understandable. Now, obviously, we don't want to see anyone get hurt, but sometimes that's just the nature of the sport, unfortunately. I've said many times, injuries are part of sports in a very unforgiving way. With that said, there is an opportunity to see more of Leo Chenal. And I would like to see more of Drew Tranquill as well. A lot of people were very excited about him. The Chiefs did not have the most exciting free agency this past offseason. I think a lot of people would agree that Drew Tranquill might be considered the biggest free agent acquisition this offseason. Like I said, the Chiefs were pretty tight with the cap space, so they didn't have a lot of freedom to do whatever they wanted with free agency, but Drew Tranquill was tabbed as the best player who the Chiefs got in free agency. So there's an opportunity to see more of him in today's game against the Bears, a Bears team that just is struggling on both sides. Heidi's asking what channel is the game on. It is on Fox. And by the way, so good news. DirecTV, Dish, and I didn't realize this, but I think Uverse also had issues. They came to a temporary agreement. As of right now, this is the only Chiefs game that is on Fox this year. Now, the schedule can get flexed and whatnot, so that can change. But for right now, this is the only Fox game of the year. So fortunately, the Chiefs Chiefs fans will be able to get the game on Fox. Colton says, I think Tranquill is going to be good today. Yeah, I hope so too. The thing with Tranquill is he's considered one of the better pass coverage linebackers in the NFL. So I'm very curious to see how he does in today's game. You guys talk to me. How are you guys feeling about this one? Because the Chiefs, whenever they're playing a team that's not good, like the Bears, the Chiefs don't do very well when it comes to covering the spread. So I don't know if you guys put money on this game for the Chiefs to cover. Hopefully not. Although I think that could be the case, but you just never know with this team sometimes. The Chiefs have this weird thing where they don't blow out teams like they should. Look at last year. They beat the Raiders in the first meeting by 1. And both meetings against the Broncos, they narrowly won both of those games. And I remember getting flack from Broncos fans about it. They're like, oh, well, we gave other teams the recipe to beating you in the playoffs. Well, that didn't work out. The Texans, that game went into overtime, crazy enough. The Titans game was a very close one. I think that went to overtime as well. I can't recall exactly. But the Chiefs had 5 games last year against teams that they should have blown out last year, and they didn't. And the Chiefs, the past few years have kind of been that team that just doesn't do a good job of covering the spread. But at the end of the day, they won the Super Bowl. So ultimately, not blowing out teams that you should blow out doesn't matter too much. And by the way, that Titans game, yeah, that was an overtime win over the Titans. In fact, the Chiefs had 2 games in overtime against teams they, again, should have blown out, but they won both of those games. Listen, I'll take ugly wins. I'll take ugly wins any day of the week. Before Andy Reid got here, remember that stretch of bad years between 2007 to 2012? The Chiefs lost a lot of games during that stretch, but they also had a lot of close losses in that one. So the opposing teams that, should have blown out the Chiefs. They had ugly wins against the Chiefs, but I don't think that was something they cared about so much. They just celebrated the win. So listen, I would like to see a big win for the Chiefs. More importantly, if it's a shootout, whatever. But if the Chiefs offense is putting up a lot of points and they only win by 3, I'll take it. I'm not going to complain about that one. Yeah, I'll definitely criticize the defense and have some questions there, but I'm not going to fret on that too much because we need to see an offensive performance. I don't care if you win by 3 or you win by 30. We need the Chiefs offense to show up in this one. We need the Chiefs offense to unleash, like the Incredible Hulk when, before he transforms, he's in his regular state. That's the Chiefs offense right now. And then when you make that transition to the Incredible Hulk, that is the Chiefs offense we know and love. So I really want to see this Chiefs offense light it up today. That is very important to me. That means starting off the game with an opening drive touchdown, whether you get the ball first or second. The Chiefs have not scored in the first quarter this year yet. They are held to 0 points in the first quarter. And generally speaking, you want to set the tone for a game. If I recall last week, didn't the Jaguars score first? I think they did. I just want to double check on that. Yeah, the Jaguars scored first. So in both games so far that the Chiefs have played, they have not drawn first blood in either game. So I'd like to see the Chiefs. Be the team that scores first. Obviously, for that, you would like to increase your chances by getting the ball first. But more importantly, I'd like to see them score on their opening drive. Even if it's a field goal, I'll take it. Not because I've got a parlay on field goals today, but because you got to get something going with your offense to open up a drive. We haven't seen that from this Chiefs team yet, and they're a lot better than that. Myron says, poor Commanders. Man, look, I'm cheering for Eric Bieniemy, and yeah, Andrew Wiley. I mean, shocker, right? I'm cheering for Eric Bieniemy so much right now because I want this guy to get a head coaching job. The fact that he doesn't have it is bullshit to me, but I am relieved that we're not going to be getting any Washington and Kansas City comparisons this week. That was a little annoying the last 7 days. I'm not going to lie to you guys. That was a bit annoying. It's not time for the Chiefs to play. I'm well aware. Come on, man. Regina says we're going to win. Hey, I want you guys to score predictions. Type in your score predictions because I want to know how you guys are feeling. I'm saying 31-10. 31-10 Kansas City. And I'll say this right now. The Chiefs are one of 5 teams that don't have an interception. The Bears also don't have an interception this year yet. Let's get Justin Reed a pick in this one. So I'm going 31-10, and I'm going to go with a Justin Reed pick in this one. First pick of the season for the defense. Hoping the Chiefs defense the Chiefs find a rhythm on offense today. Yeah, that's what we need. That is what we need, Jim. If we can develop run and pass, we will blow the Bears up. Eric says the 80-yard return touchdown from the Texans fullback was crazy. Muffed it, juked 3 guys. I have not seen that one. I've been paying attention to some games today. That's not a game I've been paying close attention to. Boy, the Chargers just completely de-pants the Vikings on that trick play right there. That's the last thing I saw before I got here to do this live stream. Chiefs need to help the Bears go into early hibernation for the season. Yeah. What does that guy in Mortal Kombat say? Hold on, let me get the right. Finish him. That's what we need. That is what we need. Tyler Palco only posts 13-9 to the Steelers. Yeah, that's what I was saying, man. Yeah, I mean, and by the way, remember in 2012 when the Chiefs played the eventual Super Bowl champions, the Baltimore Ravens? The Chiefs lost that game 9-6. That was the weird game where Eric Winston went off on the media that game. That was the fewest points the Ravens scored that year against the worst team in the NFL. They went on to win the Super Bowl. I think Chiefs fans just kind of forget about those things sometimes, because I remember last year when the Chiefs did not cover the spread in a lot of these games where they should have, and a lot of people kind of complain about those things. It almost felt like the Chiefs lost those games. Let's see. Just trying to avoid some repeat comments here, guys. Green Bay getting destroyed. That is not good for my parlay. That is not good for my parlay at all. 34-17. Eric says, Nicholas asks, will the Chiefs give Justin Ross more snaps this week? A lot of people have been asking about this, Nicholas. Justin Ross will get more snaps. Is it going to be today? My vote would be no. But I think in the next couple of weeks, especially with the defenses you're facing, let's be completely honest, the Jets kind of look like shit. You have a very good chance of getting some guys involved that usually don't get involved. This would be the next 3 games, I think, are like the Bears defense, not very good. I think Justin Ross can get a few more snaps in this one. The Jets, I mean, they're the Jets, unfortunately. The Vikings, they have not looked very good defensively this year. So I think that is an opportunity for the Chiefs to get Justin Ross involved in those next couple of weeks, for sure. Adam is saying 31-6. Corey says 46-17. Myron 24-13 Chiefs. Colton says at least 35-7. Steve, look at Steve. I don't know if he's got money on this one, but he's going 52-10. Colton's predicting a L'Jarius Sneed pick. Lamani 48-17. Pardon me. Bud says 34-14. Eric 43-16. Okay, I see you guys. 35-14 pick right there. Okay, cool. Commanders have 0 points. 10:37 left in the game. I don't think we will get the comparison comments. Hey, for my freaking parlay, I need the Commanders to just get a field goal. Just please. There are 4 teams that have not kicked the field goal yet. They're going to be the Jets. Beat the Jets, I think is what you meant. If the Bears win, I'll shave my head. Everyone screenshot this. Send it to Corey's family. That way they can all hold them accountable, Corey. Hey man, when you got those incentives, I think you're gonna do everything you need to try to get those pair of sacks. So I like that call, Eric. Good call. Lamoni, my bad, man. My bad, brother. If it makes you feel better, you probably don't know how to say my name unless you've been paying attention. A lot of people like I'll be like in a grocery store or wherever, and people will walk up to me and be like, Farzan, I love your podcast. I'm like, thanks, but I pronounce my name at the beginning of every podcast. Bears were banking on Jones for pass rush. Yeah. By the way, I know nothing's confirmed, but rumors are coming out about that Bears defensive coordinator. Not looking good, man. Not looking good. Ben's going 38-17. I'm going to predict FAU gets 2 sacks today. Okay. FAU, Casey Kidd. I'm here for it. Look, I really want an opening drive touchdown, and I just want the offense to kick ass in this one. There's no reason not to in this game. There's plenty of reasons to go out there and just dominate. I need Chiefs at 33. I have them in my 33 pool. What does that mean? You need 33 points? Oh, by the way, speaking of points, so the Bears have lost 12 in a row dating back to last season, and in all 12 of those games, they have given up 25 points. So if you like the over, whether it's to cover for the Chiefs to cover or for the over-under, I'd like to think that's a good thing right there. Chiefs obviously not doing so well in the scoring department. They scored 20 in week 1 and scored 17 last week. So that is definitely something that I think everyone should keep in mind. If you feel pretty optimistic about this Chiefs offense, then maybe there's a good chance they go out there and put up at least 25 points. That's why I'm going 31-10 Kansas City. Matthew's asking how many touchdowns to Kelsey you think you have in this one. Matthew is asking this for parlay purposes, aren't you, Matthew? How many to Kelsey? I think there's even though he got a touchdown last week, Kelsey was on Pat McAfee's show. You could just tell, first of all, he was pretty upset he didn't play in week 1. You could tell he wasn't happy about the offensive output on his podcast earlier this week. And he challenged the offense to do better. I think Travis Kelce is in this mode where he's really pissed off. And I think Patrick Mahomes kind of even hinted to that on Wednesday's press conference. The offense is not happy with how they've played. I can see Kelce going off in this one. I can see him getting definitely 1 touchdown. Would not surprise me if he gets 2 touchdowns in this one. So that is Matthew. If you're putting money on that, you are on your own. Do not blame me, no matter what happens there. This is my first year doing all these parlays and everything. Dude, and look, I'm not putting a lot of money. I'm being pretty smart with all of this, I promise. But it is kind of addicting. Yeah, I mean, you're I consider I'm someone who follows football closely without betting in fantasy football. I don't even like fantasy football. I don't even do fantasy football. But because I'm doing all these parlays and whatnot, it's just making me follow football way more. Even college football. I'm not a big college football guy. So Dolphins beating the Broncos 42-13. Oh boy. How tragic. Broncos are getting killed. Broncos country, let's ride. Yeah. Where the hell is Broncos country? You guys were talking all off season about improvement. I even thought you guys would improve. Okay, good, Matthew. I'm glad you're not putting money on. See, whenever people ask questions like that, like how many touchdowns, how many points you think we'll win by, I'm like, this person's asking for betting advice without asking for betting advice. Let's see. I need the Chargers to kick a field goal. I need the Commanders, the Dolphins, and the Chargers to kick a goddamn field goal so I can get my parlay. Well, I'm not going to get it yet, but I'll get it later on. All right. I'll read a couple more comments here. Whenever we get QBs pinned in their own end zone, I feel like Karlaftis is that guy to capitalize on those safeties. Yeah, one thing I really like about Karlaftis, I know that this was talked about with him last year in the first half because he wasn't getting sacks. But, man, this guy does a really good job of getting his hands up and getting pass deflections. If you're a quarterback's coach, and obviously the coaches study a lot of game film, that is something you need to teach your QBs to get those pump fakes going to throw off a guy like Karlaftis. So, especially for those short and medium route passes, Karlaftis is so good at just batting those passes down. I know you're talking about a separate thing with safeties, Eric, but when I think of Karlaftis, my mind just goes there. Where he is Taylor going? Are we talking about Jonathan Taylor? Are we talking about Taylor Swift? Okay, I was trying to make a not so funny joke. I ran out of Taylor's really quickly. I have no idea. I'm sure she's watching on good old NFL Plus. I'm sure the NFL hooked her up with an account, a free account. Oh, it's 49-13 now. Oh, okay. Well, listen, I needed Tyreek Hill to get 2 touchdowns in this one. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen because they're probably going to put their backups in. So at least Denver, hold them to a fucking field goal, please. Or I'm going to lose my shit here. You said shift. You meant to say Swift. That's funny. I knew what you meant, though, Michelle. I knew what you meant. Elaine says, I look at the Chiefs to play and look like they should. 30-10 Chiefs. Yeah, that's almost what I'm saying. I'm going 31-10. So, yeah, we're pretty close on that one. Kay says the Bears are going to be hungry. I hope we treat them like the Cubs. I don't watch baseball. Are the Cubs not good or something? I remember they won the World Series after we did. Ben Zobrist went there, got the World Series MVP, former Royal. So that was another turnover. That's what happened. Yeah, okay. Thanks for the updates because I'm talking to you guys, so I don't know. Man, let me just say this about the Broncos, and then I'm going to get out of here and get ready for the game. At some point, you got to understand John Elway's not it. I understand that guy means so much to the franchise, but he ain't it. He ain't it. Okay. And if you, okay, Corey says Russ is the answer in Denver. Yes, if you're a Chiefs fan. But man, it's like Russell Wilson. I just don't know what's wrong with him. I've always been a huge fan of Russell Wilson. And I remember, what was it, like 16 months ago? Everyone was crazy saying, oh, the Broncos, they're on their way to the AFC Championship games. Like, not even close to that. Oh, Mike Williams carted off. Yeah, did it? He had the touchdown on that trick play, I think. Maybe it was not him, but maybe it was somebody else. But yeah, that's unfortunate, man. I saw Derek Carr. He got hurt also, but I don't think that's impacting the Saints too much because they're winning right now. But they haven't scored since his injury. So Dolphins, Chargers, and Washington, please get a field goal. I'm just waiting for 3 field goals in this one. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Please come back at halftime. We will discuss the first half. It'll be a short live stream, so make sure you guys tune in for that. After the game, we will do a post-game live chat. A lot of people have not called in to our post-game live chats. I will have the link available to call in. But if a lot of people don't use it, then I guess we're just going to have to abandon that and make the call-ins a thing in the past, because a lot of people have not been calling in since we started doing our post-game live chat since the preseason. So I'll have to make a decision today on whether or not we're going to continue doing that. But otherwise, enjoy the rest of the noon kickoff games. Enjoy the Chiefs game. I will talk to you later. Peace out.